Hello, my name's Stephen Lacy. Think back for a second. Can you remember a place from your childhood that just felt magical? Maybe it was a quiet spot where you felt at peace, or where everything seemed to click into place for a moment. Even as an adult, there might have been a time when you found yourself in a beautiful place. Maybe it was during a sunset. You just felt so calm, connected, and full of wonder. Moments like that tend to stick with us. It's like, for a brief instant, you were part of something so much bigger, something alive, creative, and full of meaning. So it's not uncommon to feel like these places are sacred in some way, and secret as well sometimes. You might even have felt like the universe gave you a little nudge, a quiet reminder that you're not as alone as you think. Some would say that what you were feeling was your soul sensing up with something greater, a universal spirit, if you will. And when you've tapped into that, loneliness starts to fade. You become part of a bigger mystery. But then again, there's a totally different take on all this, isn't there? According to science, if it can't be measured or sensed, it doesn't count. So the idea of some hidden reality behind what we can see and touch, that's just fantasy in the scientific playbook. Science, especially biology, is all about the nuts and bolts, how our bodies work, our genes, our anatomy. But that's just focusing on appearances. Spiritual philosophers like Emanuel Swedenborg thought there was so much more going on. He believed that space, time, and the physical world are like curtains hiding a deeper spiritual truth. Nature, he said, reflects that truth if we know how to look. Personally, I think science is amazing, but it does miss out things. It misses out on the soul. That doesn't come from a microscope or from a formula. It's what you feel when you look at a mountain range or a starry night and suddenly feel tiny and infinite all at once. It's the awe that goes beyond words. And funnily enough, many scientists do feel that awe. They think about how gravity keeps planets in check, or how crazily complex the human body is. That sense of wonder is real, and it often fuels a lifetime of a scientist's curiosity. Now, whether you chalk all this up to pure chance, or think there might be a deeper design behind it all, it's worth asking a question. Is there something or someone out there? A timeless, all-knowing, all-present something that ties it all together. This is to do with the idea of transcendence. Sometimes, when we manage to quieten the noise of everyday worries, we feel this transcendence, this higher self, this connection to something more. It's that sense that everything is linked, that life is one big pulsing web of meaning. People have been talking about these kinds of experiences for a long time. You probably have heard of thinkers like William James, Houston Smith, Aldous Huxley. They all believed that these mystical moments point to something universal and real. They were talking about a kind of spiritual foundation to everything. William James, who was a big deal in both philosophy and psychology, was all about personal experience. He believed we all face a big decision at some point, whether to accept the idea of transcendence or not. Now, if we don't choose, there's still a choice. He thought saying yes to this deeper truth could totally change your life. Okay, so we've talked about awe and wonder. We've talked about transcendence. Now, there is this trendy phrase, love and light, as well. These two words, love and light, get tossed around a lot. But maybe they're pointing to something just as deep. We naturally care about others close to us, our families, our friends, as well as sometimes even strangers who do deserve sympathy. Love wants to help people. Love wants to understand their struggles. And love wants to know how to help. So light, in this sense, shows love how to help, because light means this knowledge. It's about clarity, understanding, and good sense. And when you put the two together, love and light, you do get something powerful. It's in the thoughtful nurse, the idealist doing the research that can lead to justice in the world. It's in the good neighbour who has the information needed to be of assistance to someone in need. It's why people ask for love and light in tough times. There's something comforting and unifying about it. Now, is this idea just in our heads? Or is love and light a real force? A universal force in life that lives both within us and comes from beyond us. If love and light are, maybe they show up in everything good. Kindness, creativity, courage, good art, beauty. Maybe they're what makes the world tick. So when people talk about the all or the infinite, maybe it's not just poetic. Maybe it's the energy of spirit behind everything, the ultimate reality. If that's the case, believing in love and light could give us hope, not just for ourselves, but for the whole world. Some say that if you really want to get what spirit means, you have to think bigger. You have to step outside of material life. Swedenborg certainly thought so. He believed that love and wisdom, what we call love and light, were the building blocks of the universe. One without the other, not so great. Love without wisdom turns into sentimentality, and wisdom without love feels cold and robotic. Swedenborg had this amazing image of the sun, a spiritual sun, one that wasn't just hot and bright. It was radiating love and light. And from this centre, everything comes. The warmth of love and affection, and the light of truth and wisdom. Just as the sun in our solar system enables life to exist and grow naturally, so the spiritual sun of love and wisdom enables us to exist and develop spiritually. You've probably heard of Raymond Moody, who was the first person to study the near-death experience. He found that many people who've been close to death report meeting a being of light. Some of these people called it God. Others called it Jesus. Others called it Buddha. Others called it just something holy. Others called it something special. Whatever the name, the vibe is the same. Total love, total understanding. And people didn't want to leave that presence. They didn't want to come back to living life in this material world. Swedenborg talked about something similar. This universal light and love that fills the spiritual world, the spiritual realm. It's what fuels life on both sides of the veil. So maybe love and light aren't just pretty words. Maybe they're the deep pulse of reality. And maybe, just maybe, tuning into them could change everything.